And now, more with Social Women with your hosts, Pat Cruz, Amy Diaz, and Bronwyn Dannenfelser.
And we're going to be chatting with Stephen Gelfuso and David
Acceuttro.
I got that. Cruz brothers.
What is going on for the holidays? Where can people go? What are the best deals? What are the trends? Where are people going?
For holidays, really?
For holidays, yeah. In the next couple of weeks, last minute trips, people that are just cannot stand the cold weather anymore. Where can we go?
All right, that's you, Stephen.
That's
You're
it.
up.
Okay. That's it.
Certainly, there's still cruises that are available every 7 days out of Florida. So there's still space on Southwest. You can get on Providence and fly out of Providence to Fort Lauderdale and get on any one of a number of ships. There's still space, in other words. Yes.
Great.
Yeah, are there good deals in it at the last minute? Like, so say we want to take off next week because
absolutely. There's cruises as low as $7.99 for a week, all day long. I saw
Wow.
Princess, Royal Caribbean, Carnival, all the major cruise lines still have space. The week before Christmas is always a good week to go.
is it a good week to book as well? Like, so what if I wanted to book a trip for my husband or give it somebody something for Christmas? Like getting away? What a nice idea. Like, for January, February, is there still great deals?
Oh, absolutely. There's all kinds of space in January and February. There's all kinds of deals this winter. Obviously, the economy is a little difficult, but the ships are filling and they're getting good buys. So people that want a good... Why are the ships filling? Because it's still the best value out there. So even in a recession, they tend to do better than even during good times. They tend to do well because the prices are very good, and they can't beat the economies and scale of these cruise ships, and the prices they deliver gives you an incredible, safe vacation. Nice. So that's working into our advantage. Where the Caribbean, the airfares are out of control, and the hotels are giving good buys, but the airfares are hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
I must say that you're absolutely right. My friends and I were trying to find somewhere to go for New Year's Eve, just for the weekend, all-inclusive, and the hotels, the resorts, very cheap. But then we would get to the flights, and it was just unbelievable how expensive it was. Actually, we found flights from here to Bermuda that were extremely cheap, yet if you try to go to like Mexico or the Caribbean, it's just so expensive. American
Airlines cut back a lot of flights, cut back a lot of flights to the Caribbean, which really hurt, and so did U.S. Air. So they've reduced capacity, and the prices have skyrocketed. Plus the cost of fuel, of course.
Yeah, what is happening with American Airlines, though? Because when are prices going to drop once they declare this receivership that they're doing?
They say there'll be a sale just to get the seats filled, the planes filled again. That's what they're talking about.
So we can look forward to that?
But the airfares are heading up. They're not down. There's less capacity, and there's more demand, and they keep the capacity down and keep the prices up. And remember, the fuel is huge, and the prices are high. So that's the advantage of cruises. Once again, I can point out that there's ships out of New York and Bayonne, New Jersey, that go on beautiful. There's a cruise this winter on Celebrity Cruise Line. It would be like going to a 4-star, the Four Seasons or some kind of that kind of quality hotel, Ritz-Carlton, and paying days in prices, literally. On brand new ship out of Bayonne, 10 nights, it's about $1,000 for 10 nights. It's unbelievable. And that's a balcony. I mean, it's with like outstanding restaurants and outstanding service and brand new, state-of-the-art, one of the most beautiful ships on the water.
The great thing about cruises is that it also includes pretty much everything you need. It includes food. Whatever you pay up front, that's it. You have no other expenses unless you decide to go on excursions, right?
Yeah, it's right. But a lot of the people go on these cruises, they don't even get off the ship anymore because the ships are better than any excursion. So you don't have to spend an awful lot afterward.
Yeah.
I mean, this ship is really that nice. And I've been on all the ships out there. Believe me, I just got off the sister ship to it. It's outstanding. You can't imagine
and
how nice
which one was this exactly?
Celebrity. It's all the new celebrities, the Eclipse and the Silhouette. I forget. I get the names confused, but there are 5 brand new ones. They're all...
Can you give us the inside scoop on which ones are best for women or even single women?
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously Carnival is a great cruise ship to have a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. So, if you're looking to go with a bunch of women and you want to have fun and you want to have, drinks all night and be able to meet a lot of people, Carnival's obviously a good cruise line for that, as well as Royal Caribbean and even Norwegian cruise line. Those 3 right there have really good deals. I mean, you can go on a 3 or a 4-night cruise for $3.99, $4.99 a person. And, like you said before, trying to fly to the Caribbean. See, with a cruise, you're able to visit multiple ports in the Caribbean on your trip. So instead of just thinking about going to St. Thomas for 7 days, well, how about going to St. Thomas, St. Martin, Turks and Caicos, all on one trip? Plus you have all your entertainment, all your food, everything paid for. It's one of the most economical vacations out there.
So let's break this down a little bit too. So we have women who want to go get with their friends and go on a cruise.
Sure.
Singles, give us the best singles cruise.
Well-
or is that the same in
Well, I'd
for
say
women?
Carnival, Norwegian, Royal
Yeah.
Caribbean, they're great big ships. There are thousands of people on. There are discos. There's just a lot of opportunity. So
Yeah,
I would stay with those. and
Yeah, I
then
mean,
get-
Royal Caribbean's come out with a couple of new ships, and so has Norwegian, the Epic, Oasis, Allure. Those ships actually hold 5,500 to 6,000 passengers. They're really floating cities. And, I mean, to be able to be on a ship for 6 or 7 days, you are going to meet lots of people. And that's the great thing about cruising, is you're going to meet people from everywhere.
in a safe environment. That's the other
Right.
thing. It's just
Speaking,
a nice, safe environment.
speaking of safe, where are the safest travel destinations for women?
Well, I would say your Caribbean and Bermuda. I mean, I know people right now are afraid of Mexico, and understandably so. There's a lot of unrest going on in Mexico, but still the Caribbeans, and Bahamas, and these are safe places that you can go to. I mean, when you get off the ship, I mean, there's all sorts of security, but they are very safe, and there hasn't been problems there in years.
Remember, those economies, those islands depend on tourism. So if you're one of those people that hurts tourists, you're beaten and hurt badly by the locals in most of those countries. That's a fact. That's known in Jamaica. Like, if you get caught beating up or hurting a tourist, you are not treated well by the police or by even the other. Oh, I knew that for years. I mean, they're very pushy, but it's
You're one of the Cruz brothers.
no. I'm telling you, tourists are the lifeblood of those islands.
islands.
Those
Yes.
people know you don't hurt them. Not that it doesn't happen once in a while, but generally the Caribbean is very safe for those cruise. And remember, the ports like Mexico, they pulled away from a lot of the West Coast Mexican stops because the tourists were getting hurt. So, of course, the government reacts immediately, the Mexican government, to get those ships back, because there are millions of dollars coming in there every week. So they need that business. So it's a safe, again, cruising is the safest way to go.
How do you know the difference between like a not so hot cruise and one that's like going to be a really good one? I mean, do you have them kind of segmented on your websites or something like that?
Well, that's why you use a travel agent.
Yeah.
For
Any
that
in
knowledge.
particular?
Exactly.
They're all good.
They're all good. No, they really are. They are. They're all good. I mean, obviously, each cruise line offers its own unique experience. Like I said, Carnival calls themselves the fun ship.
I always travel Carnival, and it's just always so much fun.
And it's always so much fun. Where Celebrity kind of considers themselves modern luxury, and it's a little bit more of a sophisticated crowd, a little bit more affluent. The food, it's really like eating at the Capitol Grill every night on Celebrity.
And what about family cruises?
Oh, well, family is definitely Norwegian and obviously Royal Caribbean. Royal Caribbean, both of them actually, Norwegian actually has Nickelodeon on, and they have a lot of things to do for the kids. And obviously that's the biggest thing. And when parents take their kids away, it's always, on board. And they're not going to say that on a cruise ship, because there's literally hundreds of different things for them to do.
Yeah, so I want to go. Tell me what I can do.
Yeah,
This
sure.
Is
Where are we going?
First of all, we have a great program, and it's called Cruising Free. You can check us out.
I want to go.
cruisingfree.com, and really it's a great opportunity for women, because typically women are the ones that plan the vacations.
Yes.
They're the ones that do the research. A lot of them are the point person in the family that their friends or cousins and other relatives go to help, because they go on so many vacations and they really do a good job at planning. So we have an opportunity for them to join Cruise Brothers as a home-based agent and actually book their own travel for themselves or even for their friends or family members, and we actually pay them 50% of the commission. It's a really great deal for women, and it's a free program. It doesn't cost any money, and really I say it's a great deal for women because typically the industry is dominated by women, travel agents, and they do a really good job. They're actually better at planning than men. So really it makes it's a great opportunity for them to learn, to make some extra money, to work from home, to be very flexible with their schedule, and it's really a great opportunity, so you should definitely check that out.
Absolutely. And speaking of checking it out, can you please let us know? Actually, before I say that, I wanted to know with cruises that I know that there's a passport card, and some of our viewers and listeners wanted to know how quickly can one get a passport? One, and two, if they're planning to do any traveling within the next couple of weeks, and if they just book a trip, and if they decide to do a cruise, how does the passport card work? If that's something that they could use with the cruises.
Well, first of all, when you go to get your passport, and there's a couple of things you can do. First of all, you go to the post office and you fill out the information. And if you belong to AAA, you can actually get your photo done for free. And then you get your passport. And typically it's about 3 to 4 weeks. I remember when it was a big deal with the passports and everybody needed them, there was a big rush and it would take months to get a passport. But right now it's actually a quick process in about 3 to 4 weeks.
If you do need to do it in a hurry, you can go to Boston. You can go to Boston and get it within 24 hours. You send it up and then you go and get it. We did that with my wife, actually. So
Right.
we got it right away. So if you decide you're going to go, you pay a fee. It's a couple $100. But you can get a passport quickly.
Right,
Okay.
and to answer your question about passports with cruises, and obviously, we highly recommend that you have a passport to go on a cruise. But you actually can still cruise without a passport. You just need a birth certificate and a license. And it's called a closed-loop cruise. It actually a cruise that leaves out of a U.S. port and returns to that same port. So if you leave out of Fort Lauderdale and you go through the Caribbean and you come back to Fort Lauderdale, all you do is you need a birth certificate and a license. However, if you are married, you make sure you have a copy of your marriage certificate, because obviously, the last names are different and it won't match your birth certificate. They won't let you on the ship. So you do need a copy of your marriage
interesting.
certificate.
Yeah, it is. And what about passport cards? Because I know that's something that's a little newer that people are now starting to use. Are those only if you can't fly with them outside of the U.S., but you can cruise?
Yeah, exactly. You can cruise with them. As far as the flying, you can't fly with the passport card. You actually need the actual passport book. But the passport card is good. Like if you wanted to go to Canada or Mexico, you could use the passport card.
Okay, great. So before we say goodbye, if you could let us know how our viewers and listeners can get in touch with you and a little bit where exactly they can find this ship or travel free program.
Well, I'll talk a little bit about that, but you can visit us on cruisingfree.com, okay, and it has all the information about our program. It is truly free. It doesn't cost any money at all. And of course, we provide all the training and support. So that's cruisingfree.com.